New tonight, a suspicious device was detonated today in Orville. We'll take you live to the scene.
Plus, why one local sheriff says the state needs to do more to hold juvenile offenders accountable for their crimes.
And we hear from a Red Bluff City Council member facing new disciplinary action.
Covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now. Coverage you can count on.
The Butte Interagency Bomb Squad responded to reports of a suspicious device found along the Brad Freeman Trail near the diversion dam in Orville late this morning.
Action News Now reporter Emilio Del Carpio joins us live. Emilio, this is an area where there was historically a lot of construction happening.
Yeah, Haley. Investigators say that someone reported seeing wires coming out of a borehole in a rock, the kind you would see used in old mining blasts. Authorities shut down the area and conducted 2 controlled detonations, one to destroy any possible explosives and a second to ensure everything was safe. No one was hurt and there was no damage to the dam or surrounding property.
We got a report of a suspicious device, essentially, and it was reported that it's a rock that has a hole seemingly drilled into it with some wires coming out of it. This is in an area where there historically was a lot of construction.
Authorities believe the device may have been left behind decades ago from old mining or construction activity. After testing, they determined there is no ongoing threat to the public. Officials cleared the scene a few hours ago and said that everything is safe and that people can return to use the area. Live in Orville, Emilio Del Carpio, Action News Now.
Okay, thanks, Emilio. Investigators say there were no signs of ill intentions associated with that device.
New tonight, Shasta County Sheriff's deputies arrested a man they say shot toward a home, then led police on a 7-mile chase. They say Andrew Bades fired shots at an unoccupied car outside a home on Circle K Drive in Shingletown. Now, this happened about 3:45 this morning. As they responded to the call, deputies say they learned that he left with a teen in the vehicle who had provided them with information on his cell phone. They say they found Bades driving on Highway 89 near Volcano Lane in Hat Creek, but that he sped off, driving at speeds of 90 miles an hour before ultimately yielding to police in the area 4 corners of Johnson Park. Bades was booked on several charges, including evading police, child abuse, and shooting at an unoccupied home, among others. The teen was returned to their guardian unharmed. Now, take a look at this. The Alert California camera, a Lime Saddle, Butte County, and it is nighttime out
Dark
there.
outside.
Crazy.
I couldn't, when I saw Emilio, it kind of threw me.
Yeah,
because
totally.
we fell back, Howie. So yeah, 6 o'clock, sun is gone.
No, I even noticed when I came to work, I'm like, wow, the sun's lower in the sky, and even in the afternoon, because it's on the lighter side, lighter side. And that's something we're going to have to get used to for a while. And we're going to have to get used to showers and winds to kick off this work week. Last week, we had nothing but sunshine. Okay, here's what we have. Rain already moving into Shasta County, North Mountains, coastal range. The valley looking dry at the moment. But here's our future rain. This is Tuesday, Wednesday, and into Thursday, where we maybe even could see an inch of rain in the valley over that stretch. Way higher totals up there in the higher elevations of the mountains. Temperature-wise right now, close to 70 in the valley. You get up in the foothills in the 50s and the 60s. Now, winds are maybe the biggest story of the day. We have some gusts to 25 miles per hour, but that isn't nothing because look what happens for tomorrow. High wind warning for Modoc. We could see winds gusting to 60 miles per hour. Then wind advisories for the valley and northeast foothills. We can see winds gusting to 30 to 50 miles per hour, which we'll talk all about coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Howie.
New developments in the city of Chico's efforts to modify the Warren Settlement Agreement. A U.S. District Court denied a recently filed motion.
Now, among the changes requested, the city asked to shorten the notification period required to clear out homeless camps in areas designated as high or very high wildfire risk, allowing the city to provide 3 days' notice prior to a 72-hour notice rather than 7 additional days. But the judge ruled that the circumstances leading to difficulties enforcing clearouts in these areas were foreseeable when the agreement was signed. The city also asked for the court to add a paragraph to the agreement which would end notice requirements after enforcing clearouts on a specific property. However, the court ruled that the agreement doesn't require giving the city the ability to permanently clear out homeless camps and doesn't address reoccupation. It added that the city was aware that a homeless person may refuse shelter spaces offered to them. The judge signed the order denying the city's motions on Friday.
The Red Bluff City Council is considering disciplinary actions against Councilmember Cody Strock for allegedly missing or arriving late to too many meetings. At tomorrow night's meeting, the council will hear information and talk options for possible discipline. Councilmember Strock has been censured previously and removed from all committee appointments due to alleged misconduct. Disciplinary options include censure, modifying policy manuals, or referring the matter to a grand jury. Strock told me today that in part, his fellow council members have long known about conflicts that he has due to career, education, and personal advancements this year, saying the conflict makes it likely that he may be resigning no matter what happens.
President Donald Trump's administration says it will partially fund the SNAP food and aid program in November after 2 federal judges required the payments to continue. That means grocery aid will resume for those who rely on it. The relief has been delayed and the amount of funding will be reduced. It might take up to 2 weeks to receive the payments. About 1 in 5 people in Butte County rely on SNAP. Action News Now reporter Jerry O'Lennon shows us the efforts to make sure there is food available to those who lose benefits this month.
On Monday morning, Eric, who until now relied on CalFresh, left the Chico Community Food Locker with a bag of groceries.
I don't have any other source of food right now.
He's one of many turning to local food banks as federal aid stalls.
Today, we are inundated. We have had over 50 people so far. It's not even noon.
The Salvation Army, which normally serves about 200 families per week, is also feeling the strain.
We had a lot of calls from the community really panicking about government shutdown.
But with limited supplies, even qualified families might be turned away.
You might have to tell them no.
That's correct.
Even groups that don't usually handle food, like the Chico Housing Action Team, are stepping in.
A lot of folks don't know how they're going to be able to get food in the coming weeks.
For now, every donation helps, because in times like these, every little bit counts. In Chico, Jerry O'Lennon, Action News Now.
The Chico Community Food Locker and Salvation Army are requesting non-perishable food item donations. Chad also welcomes gift cards for grocery stores.
New at 6, Tyler McCain was in court today in Redding for ongoing proceedings in the murder of his missing wife, Nikki. During the settlement hearing for McCain, both prosecution and defense agreed to move forward with the trial. McCain's jury trial set to start November 18th. He's charged with murder with the intent to prevent testimony, with domestic violence, criminal threats, and assault, as well as illegal gun charges.
The sentencing of the 2 teens involved in the plot to attack Evergreen Middle School in Cottonwood has prompted Tehama County Sheriff Dave Kane to speak out against what he says are light sentences. Action News Now reporter Jesse Angelo is live in Red Bluff. And Jesse, the sheriff has already taken action to make some changes.
That's right, Alan. Sheriff Dave Kane has sent a letter to Assemblyman James Gallagher in the hopes that it leads to changes in how California sentences juveniles. Sheriff Kane says that had the teens plot against the Cottonwood School been successful, over 100 people could have died that day. He says the fact that one teen received a 364 days sentence and the other 4 years in juvenile hall says that those sentences do not rise to the severity of the crime.
And I'm not saying that they need to spend the rest of their life in prison, but certainly having them spend a couple years in a juvenile justice system and then releasing them is not congruent with what we think would be appropriate of that type of magnitude of crime.
Sheriff Kane said that their investigation of the Cottonwood School plot showed that the teens had been researching and even testing guns and homemade explosive devices. In his letter to Assemblyman Gallagher, he wrote, quote, "While rehabilitation is important, it must be balanced with judicial deterrence and the safety of our communities." Live in Red Bluff, Jesse Angelo, Action News Now.
Thank you, Jesse. Sheriff Kane encourages anyone who agrees that the 2 teens should be tried as adults should also write Assemblyman Gallagher. Tehama County Supervisor Patty Nolan's resignation means one person she appointed to the Planning Commission has been asked to leave.
Board Chair Matt Hansen told me another of her appointees on the Groundwater Commission would be left in place. He says the commissions dictate the protocols for what happens when the appointing board member leaves office. Hansen also told me that because Tehama is a charter county, they have 90 days to replace Nolan or the governor will take over. They need to post the District 3 supervisor job for 10 days. Then they interview applicants in open session, and the public will get to weigh in, though the board will ultimately vote. There is 1 year left in Patty Nolan's District 3 term, but Hansen is hoping whoever takes over temporarily will run for re-election.
Still to come on Action News Now at 6, the Bags and Beans Chili Cook-Off is back in Paradise. How you can win the Big Bean Belt.
And this week on Straight from the Source, Reading Mayor Pro Tem Aaron Resner answers your questions.